Good afternoon, those of you chiming in here, jumping on to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I can't see everybody because I'm on my phone and I left my iPad at home, so I can't see what's happening here chat-wise. So, but please do say hi. So I'm not gonna be on a terribly long time. Oh, there's somebody. Good morning. So thank you for doing that. Let me see that the chat is actually functioning. I'm Maynard Edwards, 33rd elect here inside the temple room. First time I've really said that on the channel. This is and greetings to all of our members. Brother Gary, good to see you. I'm inside the House of the Temple Room for a couple of fun reasons. The first is probably later today, we will cross the 20,000 subscribers mark, which is about 19,990 more than I figured we'd get on the channel. So, EA candidate from Grand Lodge of, I missed that one. Whoa, I didn't bring my iPad as I mentioned. So, from England, not a Mason, but well, thank you for EA from the District of East Africa. Wow, that's pretty cool. And Brother Bob Weatherford, illustrious elect as well, my dear friend. And Brother Bob, I think you're a moderator, so if any of the crazies get on there, you know, hammer. Yeah, great acoustics in here. That's what the room is built for. 20,000 subscribers later today. So if you're watching and you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. We'd love to have that happen. And we're about to cross the 1 million views mark, which is even cooler. I mean, 1 million times our videos have been watched. So that is really cool. The House of the Temple right now is a beehive of activity because we are preparing for the Scottish Rite's biennial session. And this is every 2 years we do one of these sessions where we bring the everybody together and basically it's sort of the business meeting of the Scottish Rite. So there's a lot of work going on. You're going to see folks working in here, getting ready to get the room prepared. One of the big things they have to do in this room is bring in an air conditioner because I'm telling you, it is, I mean, it's Washington, D.C. in the end of August, and it is sweltering in here right now. So this is going to be a short live stream. We're not going to do a real long live stream here. If you got some questions, you want to see something up close, let me know and we'll walk over and take a look. But I just wanted to say thanks to all the folks who helped grow the channel as much as they have. I've of course got to thank Brother Matt Bowers, who jumps on and does so much production, heavy lifting, the entire membership team, especially Brother Dean Albin for his constant support, and also Stan Dodd, both of those guys just hold us up. And on here, one of my best buddies in the whole world, 33rd degree elect, and seriously one of the shining jewels of the Scottish Rite, Brother Bob Weatherford. You know, all the folks who've made that happen. Also have to thank frequent contributors, Art DeHoyas, who's our grand historian on frequently, and Brother Chris Ruley, who is a Scottish Rite brother and a historian. You know, he doesn't get paid to do this. He comes on just for the love of the game, and you know, great guy. I always love borrowing his knowledge. He's got a new book coming out. In fact, we've got a video on our feed here about the Freemasons and the White House, and it talks about Chris's new book. I'm going to do some more stuff with Chris on that in the next couple of weeks, but you know, really thanks to him and his knowledge and patience in coming in and doing stuff with us. So just a short one today about everything happening. So if you've got a question, a comment, let me know. We've had in the last week, we've had about 1,000 people jump on as subscribers, and a lot of it has to do with these videos we've put up about the Masonic Bible. Now, if you're a Mason, you know that the Masonic Bible is just the same as any other Bible, but people have a lot of questions about it. And while there are a lot of crazies and a lot of people who say, oh, you're not showing the whole Bible, you're lying, all of that kind of stuff, the fact of the matter is, you know, we're not, it's just the same regular old Bible. So greetings Valley of Reno, Orient of Nevada, thanks for checking in. Also, I don't know if anybody from Hawaii is on here, but I spoke with some Scottish Rite brothers in Maui last night, illustrious Brother Marty Alexander, and who's a past Grand Master, and also past Grand Master Eddie Kanai, who both of them are okay. They are on Maui, but we have had a few Scottish Rite brothers who are in a bad way. So, you know, guys, get ready to jump in and support those brothers. The island was devastated by fire and storm over the last couple of days. So one thing I want to point out one thing. I'm going to go over here. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This gets everybody all worked up. It's probably backwards. Let's see here. Greetings from Brazil. Brazil, thank you for checking in. Check this out. So this is the Bible that sits up there on our altar, which is just off camera here. I'll tilt it so you can see. There's the altar. And this is the Bible. Whoop. My little gimbal won't stay in place. There we go. This is the Bible that sits on the altar. It's just a regular old ordinary Bible. Brother Gary says he's got two of those, his and his father's. Well, I wanted to point out, I did not know this until I started doing some of these videos and things. This Bible, if you guys can see that, belonged to Burl Ives. This was Burl Ives' Bible. Burl Ives, if you don't know, was an American folk singer. Famously, most people will know him as the snowman in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This was his Bible. One of the things that a lot of people were getting whooped up about is the fact that the Masonic Bibles have pictures of Egyptian deities in them. And I don't know whether this one does or not. Maybe you know, Gary, if you can. Sometimes in the back, it'll have it. I don't think this one does. No, it does not. It's got a glossary. But the reason that the Egyptian deities can be found in certain Bibles, and it's not just Masonic Bibles, there are a lot of Bibles that, brother from the NMJ, thank you for stopping by from your place of darkness there in the north. That's a little Masonic joke. Thanks, man. I appreciate you stopping by. The Egyptian deities are in the book not because they're there for worship or to be adopted as scripture. They are there to give us comparative examples. Christianity, Judaism, Islam, these religions are old, but they're not as old as some other religions, and there are commonalities between older faiths and faiths that we would consider to be more modern. We place these in certain Bibles, not for worship, but rather so you can look and compare how the lessons of these old religions can still be found in some of the new religions. And here's a for instance. I think most people are aware of this, but when you dye Easter eggs and the idea of an Easter bunny, most Christians have no problem celebrating that, but that is absolutely part of a pagan ritual that Christianity has adopted. So in the Scottish Rite, one of the things that we do is we look at all these different faiths and we compare them to see how they are alike and how they are different. And the truth of the matter is, in a lot of ways, they are similar. And so this is a way that men of different faiths can come together and realize that we're not all that different as people. We may call God by a different name, and we may have different ideas of particular religious dogma, but when you really get down to it, the beliefs and the teachings from one to another are all the same. We call those universal truths. And one of them, for instance, is the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That is something that almost every faith teaches. So definitely that is why they are in there. They're not in there for worship. But what happens is people open it up and they see, oh, there's the Egyptian god Thoth. They worship Thoth, and they shut the book and they don't read, as is clearly explained, why it might be in there. But this was an interesting one. Because it was Burl Ives' book, and I also found this inside here. This is a pressed flower that I found out was from Burl Ives' funeral that ended up in here. So why and how it ended up here, no one really seems to know, but we've got it, and it is the Bible that sits on our altar. So a very cool thing indeed. So if you've got a couple of questions or something you want to take a closer look at, I'll swing up there and let you take a look. In just about a week from today, Baker Valley, thank you for checking in, Brother Dean. In just about a week from yesterday, well, what's today? Thursday. Today's Thursday. Getting ready for session. My brain is oatmeal. Tuesday, a week from Tuesday, essentially, which is the 22nd, we will make a whole bunch of new 33rd degree Scottish Rite Masons. They will receive that 33rd degree. And that used to always happen totally in this room, but now because of the air conditioning and the heat, it happens here and up the street at the Valley of the District of Columbia, or the Valley of Washington in the District of Columbia. So that is what's going to happen. So Brother Bob Weatherford and myself will be here in this room and get our 33rd in just about 12 days, which is a kind of a cool thing. And that's generally what this room has been used for over the years. There are 33 of these desks and chairs that correspond to the 33 members of the Supreme Council. And then, of course, we've got our Grand Commander's chair up there, and over here is the Lieutenant Grand Commander's chair. It's a really beautiful room, and if you have not put it on your Masonic bucket list, you absolutely should do so. It does have a little secret. If you guys want to see the secret, let me know and I'll show you. It's something I didn't know for years until after I worked here that it was there, and I hope I can show you. Pythagoras Lodge number 10 in New Jersey. Brother Johnny, thank you for watching. All right, I'm going to show you guys the secret. Okay, so this is a secret. I'll show you my favorite spot, and then I'll show you the secret. It's going to be shaky because the gimbal's not going to tolerate it, but in this room there's a door in every corner. Now that door over there, that's just electrical stuff. And that door over there, that's a little bit of a secret. We'll walk over there to that one. Sorry if I make anybody seasick. This room over here is sort of a secret passage. That stairwell goes down directly to the Grand Commander's office. And the reason is that if there's a meeting going on in here and there's a bunch of people in here, just for the Grand Commander to get from his office downstairs up to here and have to walk through the building, he'd have to stop a gazillion times, and it'd take him a half an hour to make the walk. So this little hatch here is kind of an escape hatch, so he can get in and out of his chair in the Grand East within just a few steps without having to run into a bunch of people. The last person to really make use of it for its purpose of an escape hatch was author Dan Brown. He was here in 2019, and he did a talk in this room, which is where the opening scenes of the novel The Lost Symbol take place. And that was used to get him in and out without having to go through a mob of people. Now here's the next little secret. And this is the one that I didn't know for years working here until someone left the door open one day. This door here, men's room. So the idea being that if the Supreme Council are in here and they're having a meeting and these doors are closed, the doors are tiled, in other words, you don't have to leave and go downstairs to go to the men's room. There's a bathroom right there. Didn't know it for years. And then this one is just another set of electrical stuff. So those are a couple of the temple room secrets. It has a few more, I'm sure, but questions or comments, I'm gonna do this for another like 2 minutes. So if you've got a question, you've got a comment, you want to just get a shout out, let me know. This is really just a thank you for all you guys who have supported the channel, especially you who are members of the Lost Media Archive. It has been really, really cool to be able to work on that project. We're still actively working on it, and it is still a going concern. So $2 a month to buy in, and you get all kinds of extra stuff. Brother Joshua, thank you. Say hi. Appreciate it. I will confess, when it's cooler and it's not when it's not 90 degrees outside, it is cool to just come and sit in this room and just be in this space and enjoy the space. So, oh, there's Brother John just joined the Media Archive. Appreciate that, John. Thank you very much. And Hamilton Thompson Lodge number 37 checking in. So I'll show you one of my very favorite spots, and it's not in the room, it's just outside the room. Let's check this out. Know thyself. So if you can't read that because it's backwards, it says know thyself. It is the Tyler's chair. And that is the, and as the host of the Tyler's Place podcast, though I am certainly not the Tyler of the Supreme Council, I do kind of think of it a little bit as it's kind of my spot. It's a good place to sit and reflect. I guess that's Knights Templar. Hello all. And Dean, what are the stone pillars behind me and to my left? Dean, are you talking about the ones up here in the ceiling here, or is that the ones you're talking about there? Those are, I mean, it's just decoration really, but I'll certainly show them to you. They are marble. They were brought here on a train. Behind me to my left, yeah, so there. Yeah, those are it's more or less just decoration. The camera's gonna get wonky but this is the top of the temple room. And if you see, and I don't know if I can zoom in or not, a little bit, there you go. So you can see those double-headed eagles there, very Egyptian in style. And that has less to do with Scottish Rite having Egyptian teachings and more to do with the fact that Egyptology was all the rage when this building was built. So you know how like every wedding venue over the last 4 or 5 years has been like a restored barn, because that's just the fashion. This Egyptology was the fashion when this building was built, so that explains a part of the motif. Yes, the greenish, Dean, the greenish marble columns, they're just columns that kind of hold up the roof. That is an actual arc, and it holds itself together. At one point in time, this whole ceiling was painted blue with the constellations on it, but sometime in the 50s they painted over it because people would smoke in here and it would get kind of gnarly looking, and so they just decided we can't keep up with it, and they painted over it, and not one picture of it has been found to exist. So if you, yes, the Oculus up there. What are the hall measurements? From the top of the altar to the top of the Oculus, which is there, is 100 feet. So I guess 104. The room is mostly square. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a tour guide. Generally, when I give tours, I make things up. But that's not true. I don't do that. Yeah, this isn't. It used to be an Oculus that this window here would open and close. And what would happen is, in 1915, this building took occupancy. What would happen is they'd open that door, and they'd open that door, which are off about 30 feet off of the ground. They're not street level. And then they'd open the Oculus. And because of the height of the building, and there's a low moat area on the outside of the building, it would pull the cool air in and make it stay about 70 degrees in here year round. So even the hottest summer day, it would still cool down. But what's happened is there's a building next door now, and there's buildings on the other side, and the Oculus leaked, so they had to close it. So the swamp cooling, if you will, it doesn't work anymore. So when we have events in here, thank you, Brother John, appreciate it. When we have events in here, what they do is they take those doors, and one of our building and grounds crew, Brother Ray Johnson, who's just a wonderfully crafty guy, has created these basically plywood vents, and they set portable air conditioners outside, gigantic ones, and they pipe in cold air. But it's only marginally effective. This room is massive. And just recently we got air conditioning in the whole rest of the building. The offices have been air conditioned for many years, and the library and some of the working spaces, but the atrium was not. So, well guys, there's an actual tour getting underway, and I don't want to be in the way, but thank you to everybody who has supported the channel. Thank you for helping us hit 1 million views. Thank you for tuning in as always. Thanks to Brother Bob, Matt, Dean, Stan, and Brother Chris, Art, all the folks who make this happen. And of course, our Grand Commander, who gives us the clearance and the grace to do this. So thank you to everybody. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned. There's a lot of stuff happening.